Okay, so it turns out that I was correct. This does come out to negative 60 degrees. But if you have a calculator that only does this arctan function with a single argument, if you have to also be conscious of the quadrant that your angle is in. So in this case, I'm in quadrant 2. And so in order to get a value like what I'm interested in, I need to actually take the result and add 180 degrees to my result, and I end up with a value of 120 degrees. Some calculators have apparently an arctan function that takes in 2 arguments. So you might do something like the tan inverse of 0.866 over negative 0.5, but then you pass in a second argument to that function, and then it will actually spit out the correct angle from the x-axis. But what you want to do, if you know the quadrant, so that's quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and then quadrant 4. If you know the quadrant you're in, and your calculator spits out a negative result, what you need to do is go ahead and add the value. So if my result's gonna be in quadrant 2 and I get a negative value, I need to go ahead and add 180 degrees to my value, and that will give me the correct x coordinate referenced angle, which is 120 degrees. Okay, if I was in the 3rd quadrant, then I would have to add 270, and if I was in the 4th quadrant, then I would have to add 360. Okay, so keep that in mind when you do these problems. Glad I learned that too today. I kind of forgot about that. A lot of calculators that I use must just take into account that shift there, but let's just keep that in mind as we move forward in this class. I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Just wanted to kind of finish up that example problem and correct my mistake. But let me show, now that I've calculated my one angle 120 degrees, and I know that that came from a value, a point value, which was negative a half. And now that we know that 0.866 is root 3 over 2, I can go to 120 degrees on my unit circle, and I see that I am at, right here, negative a half, root 3 over 2. Okay, so exactly like we expected. And let's go ahead and end this video and move on from the unit circle. And I'm going to, in the next video, kind of talk about how does this all relate to signals, and why do we care about all this. Okay, so let me go ahead and end this video.